Did you hear about the man who swapped sugar for salt on April Fool's Day? He certainly had a bittersweet experience. Indeed, the first day of April has long been a time for merriment and mischievous pranks, a tradition that dates back centuries. But where did it all begin? Let's pull back the curtain of time to the ancient Romans and their festival of Hilaria. Held at the end of March, this celebration was dedicated to the mother of the gods, Cybele. It was a day of games, masquerades and general revelry, with citizens dressing in disguise and playing tricks on each other. Imagine, if you will, a Roman senator, stately and serious, suddenly finding himself the butt of a joke. It's enough to make one chuckle, isn't it? Yet the Romans weren't the only ones who knew the value of a good laugh. Fast forward a few hundred years to the Middle Ages and the Feast of Fools. This was a day when the societal order was flipped on its head and the lowly were made high. The church's minor clerics and choir boys took on the roles of their superiors, even going so far as to elect a Bishop of Fools. It was a day of satire, when the pomp and circumstance of the church was gently mocked and laughter echoed through the halls. These celebrations highlight an enduring aspect of human nature. Our need for laughter, for joy, for a moment of respite from the seriousness of life. They remind us that it's okay to be silly, to play a prank, to laugh at ourselves. After all, as the great English playwright William Shakespeare once said, "A jest's prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the tongue of him that makes it." And so, from the joviality of the Romans to the irreverence of the medieval Feast of Fools, the seeds of fun were sown, and thus the stage was set for the birth of a day dedicated to pranks, jests and good-natured foolery. In the 16th century, a switch in calendar systems led to more than just a change in dates. Imagine, if you will, the year 1582. Pope Gregory XIII, in an effort to correct the 10-day discrepancy between the calendar and the solar year, decreed a new calendar system. This was the birth of the Gregorian calendar, which we still use today. But this wasn't a simple flip of a page. It required a shift in societal norms, a change that many found hard to accept. The Julian calendar, the predecessor of the Gregorian, had New Year's Day falling on the 1st of April. But with the advent of the Gregorian calendar, New Year's Day was moved to the 1st of January. Now imagine the confusion this caused. Some embraced the change, while others, either out of defiance or ignorance, continued to celebrate the new year in April. These traditionalists, sticking to their old ways, became the butt of many jokes. They were sent on fool's errands, tricked into believing false stories, and became the recipients of prank gifts. As the stories of these pranks spread, so did the laughter. It was a time of merriment, as people enjoyed the absurdity of the situation. In the midst of this hilarity, the term April Fools was coined. Those who clung to the old calendar celebrating New Year's Day in April were dubbed the April Fools. And the pranks? They became a tradition, a way to mark the day and poke fun at those who were slow to adapt to the new calendar system. What started out as confusion over a calendar switch turned into a day of joy, laughter and harmless pranks. From a simple misunderstanding was born a tradition that has lasted for centuries, a tradition that brings a smile to faces around the world every 1st of April. And so, in the midst of calendar confusion, a tradition was born. From spaghetti trees to left-handed whoppers, the history of April Fool's Day is littered with hilarious hoaxes. It's a day that has seen the seemingly impossible become plausible, if only for a moment, thanks to the clever minds of those who dare to fool us. Take, for instance, the BBC's legendary hoax in 1957. On April 1st, a well-respected news programme broadcasted a segment showing Swiss farmers harvesting spaghetti from trees. The footage of women carefully plucking strands of spaghetti from tree branches and laying them in the sun to dry was so convincing that many viewers actually contacted the BBC for advice on how to grow their own spaghetti trees. But the pranks didn't stop there. In 1998, Burger King, the global fast food chain, decided to join the fun. They took out a full-page ad in USA Today, announcing the introduction of a left-handed Whopper. The burger, they claimed, was designed for the 12% of Americans who are left-handed, with all the condiments rotated 180 degrees. The announcement drew a mixture of amusement and confusion, with many left-handed customers flocking to their local Burger King to try this revolutionary burger. And then there's the tale of the Taco Liberty Bell. In 1996, Taco Bell, another fast food giant, announced they had purchased the Liberty Bell. one of America's most cherished icons. Their plan? To rename it the Taco Liberty Bell and reduce the country's debt. The audacious prank sparked outrage before it was revealed to be an April Fool's Day joke. These pranks, while humorous, also remind us of the power of belief. They show us that even the most absurd ideas can seem real if presented convincingly enough. And so, the tradition of April Fool's Day continued to grow, with pranks becoming ever more outrageous and inventive. From fishy French traditions to an Indian festival of colour, April Fool's Day takes on many forms worldwide. It's a day of laughter and tomfoolery, of harmless pranks and jests, celebrated in a myriad of ways that reflect the cultural tapestry of our global community. Let's start with France, where children delight in the Poisson d'Avril, or April fish, a day where the goal is to sneakily tape a paper fish onto the backs of unsuspecting friends and family. When the paper fish is finally discovered, a chorus of Poisson d'Avril rings out in delight. The origins of this tradition are murky, but what's clear is the joy it brings to the young and the young at heart. Now we journey to the vibrant land of India, where April Fools coincides with the Holi festival, a celebration of spring, love, and new beginnings. But Holi isn't just about the mesmerizing clouds of coloured powder that fill the air. It's also a day for pranks and playful mischief. Friends and families engage in light-hearted trickery, their laughter echoing through the rainbow-hued streets. And let's not forget Scotland, where the tradition stretches across 2 days. The first day, known as Hunt the Gowk, sees people sending their friends on foolish errands. The second day, Taily Day, is dedicated to pranks involving the posterior, including the classic Kick Me sign. As we traverse the globe, we see that April Fool's Day is a shared celebration of humour and camaraderie. From the fish-laden backs of France, through the colour-drenched streets of India, to the cheeky antics of Scotland, the spirit of the day remains the same. So no matter where you are in the world, April 1st is a day for laughter and light-hearted fun. It's a day to embrace the foolish, the absurd, and the unexpected, reminding us all to take life a little less seriously and to laugh a little more heartily. So what have we learned from our journey through the history of April Fool's Day? Well, we've traced the roots of this day of jest, from its murky beginnings in antiquity, through the shifting sands of time, to its global embrace in our modern world. Whether it was inspired by the Roman festival of Hilaria, the medieval Feast of Fools, or the confusion following the adoption of the Gregorian calendar, one thing is clear. Humanity has a long-standing tradition of setting aside a day for mirth and mischief. We've also met some of history's most famous fools and their fantastical pranks. From the spaghetti trees of Switzerland, the left-handed whopper, to the grand spectacle of the Eiffel Tower's relocation, we've seen the lengths to which people will go to spread a little laughter. These tales of tomfoolery remind us that, at its heart, April Fool's Day is about more than just practical jokes. It's about challenging our perceptions and making us question the world around us. But perhaps the most important lesson to take away from our exploration of April Fool's Day is the enduring significance of humour in our lives. Laughter, they say, is the best medicine. And in a world that is often fraught with tension and turmoil, a good chuckle can be a welcome respite. It's a universal language, a bridge between cultures, a tool for social bonding, and a testament to our shared humanity. So, as we look ahead to the next April 1st, let us not only prepare our pranks, but also reflect on the role of humour in our lives. Let's embrace the spirit of April Fool's Day, not just for the amusement it brings, but for its potential to bring us closer together, to challenge our perspectives and to add a dash of whimsy to our everyday existence. Remember, a day without laughter is a day wasted, so this April 1st, don't be afraid to be a fool. And that, dear viewers, brings us to the end of our journey through the history and hilarity of April Fool's Day. We hope you've enjoyed this whimsical ride as much as we have, and that it's brought a smile to your face, a chuckle to your lips, or even a full-fledged belly laugh. If you've enjoyed our exploration of the world's silliest holiday, why not share the joy? Click that like button and spread the laughter by sharing this video with your friends and family. We'd also love to hear from you. Who's the biggest fool you know? What's the most outrageous prank you've ever pulled or fallen for? Join in on the conversation and leave a comment below. If you found value in this video, and if you'd like to journey with us through more fascinating topics, do subscribe to our channel. We promise to keep delivering content that will motivate you, inspire you, and yes, make you chuckle. Remember, laughter is the best medicine, and we're more than happy to keep the prescriptions coming. So until our next video, keep the spirit of April Fool's Day alive. Stay curious, stay jovial, and don't be afraid to be a fool. After all, a world without fools would be a much duller place. Thank you for watching, and remember, a day without laughter is a day wasted. So go ahead, have a laugh. You've earned it.